It's not a national holiday, but it should be. It's the biggest sporting event of the year, and VSiN has you covered like never before. We'll get you ready for everything you need to know about wagering on the 52 Special. And now, here's your host, Brent Musburger and his guys in the desert.
If you're gonna play the game, boy, you gotta learn to play it right. You got to know when to hold up, know when to fold up, know when to walk.
It is only appropriate that on this, the biggest gambling day of the year, we play some of the best gambling music that was ever written. Kenny Rogers there with The Gambler. And indeed, you can see the bettors lined up here at the South Point. These lines began at 8 o'clock this morning. I was just over and I checked with Chris Andrews, the head bookmaker. Most of the late action that is coming in here is on the propositions, Vinny Maiulo. He said most of the game actions. And guess who showed up, ladies and gentlemen? You never know when he's coming. Mattress Mac from Houston. He came in here and bet huge today. And they dropped the line on the Patriots down to 4. He's all over the underdog.
He loves these Eagles, Brent. He loves them with the points. He loves them on the money line. And as you see, but remember this game opened with the Patriots as 6-point favorites, went down to 4, back up to 4.5. It looked like we were going to get all Patriot money today, but no. Plenty of Eagle money did show again. So right now, here at the South Point, the Patriots, 4-point favorites. The total, 49. You'll see some 49.5s around town. But the money line now, favor of the Patriot action, 86, minus 186, plus 176, just a 10-cent straddle here at the South Point.
And you've got great help alongside. Amal Shah, this is a huge day, lad. Have you taken a position?
I have. I've taken the under. I didn't take a position on the sides. I leaned towards Philadelphia, but not as confident as other people, including Mattress Mac. I felt like this would be a tougher game to exceed the total of 49. It got to a critical number, so I thought this was a good play on the under.
And we welcome in Gil Alexander with the numbers. Gil, of course, in the NFC Championship. I still remember so well. The Vikings score the first touchdown, and in-game wagering, which we're going to feature all day long, suddenly 7.5. That's how many the Eagles were getting. And Gil, you bought in on it, and you took it to the bank, my friend.
And we kept doing it several times that day. Hopefully it works out the same way today.
And do you have a position before the game starts?
Yes, sir. New England on the money line, not the sexiest thing in the world, but exactly what I did last year.
Okay. All right. So that's my gambling headquarters over there. All right. They're going to know everything. Plus, we've got Studio B fired up downstairs. Jonathan Von Tobel's keeping track of all the props. As soon as we get them flashed in during our commercial breaks, vsin.com on the computer is where we'll have one. But I got to have a couple guys who really know what's going on, okay? Over here to my right, Bryant McFadden, with 2 Super Bowl winners with the Pittsburgh Steelers. Bryant, welcome, my friend. I still remember the days when I covered him in that secondary down in Tallahassee with Florida State. You guys were money, I'm telling you.
Yes, sir, money. DBU, as we like to call it.
It was,
Thank
indeed.
you for having me once again.
That's great, Bryant. Of course, we're going to have a controversy. There's going to be a call. Okay? There's going to be a review. We're going to see the Microsoft, okay? We're going to see the referee over there. And a man who knows more about the rules than anybody I know, Mike Pereira, was once the vice president in charge of officiating for the National Football League. And Mike and Brian, I heard you guys driving in today, and it's just wonderful to have you here at VSiN. And welcome aboard, Mike.
Hey, Brent, it is so great to be here. And I'm telling you, I feel like the officials right now, like they do. I got butterflies.
Nervous.
I don't want them to be a part of the story, but you know what? They will be. I mean, they have an impact in every game because something's going to be missed. I've never seen a game officiated perfectly, but you hope it's not a play that has a big impact. So I'm an official at heart. I'm rooting for them, and I couldn't be more excited about being here.
As you know, I've been, Brian, as you know, I've been reading part of Mike's book tonight. And I'm just opening up to random a chapter. And again, Mike and I agree completely. I laugh when somebody says to me, oh, the officials aren't accountable to anybody or anything. They get away with. Are you kidding me? These guys get fired, okay? Yeah. And that was the point you made in the book, Mike, about officials. Of course they're accountable. They're accountable to getting the decisions correct.
And they are graded on every single solitary play of every game. And that's the benefit of having a once-a-week game, that the supervisors in New York can do that. And after the entire regular season, the grades put you in either Tier 1, Tier 2, or Tier 3. Tier 1 qualifies you to work the Super Bowl or championship games. Tier 2 allows you to work wild card and division games. Tier 3, don't show up on that list 2 years in a row, because if you do, you're likely out. And there is incredible scrutiny and accountability, and that's why, you know, they average 7-8 new officials a year. So it's a popular thing to say that they're not held accountable, but it is a myth.
And listen, Bryant whispered in my ear that he never ever disagreed. You know, all the pass interference calls. He said those guys were. Isn't that what you told me?
Deserving. Right on. Right on. Right on.
Yeah, but then he also told me that he never played against a wide receiver that didn't push off.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, you know, I was reading some of the Twitter action back and forth, and every time Gronkowski's name was mentioned, yeah, he caught all those touchdown passes because he pushes off every time.
Pushes off a lot, and he gets away with it too. So.
See, we got Brian. He's going to try to keep him honest because you picked the Eagles to win. I think, what was that final score?
26-24.
26-24. He wants a 50. It might be an over.
Yeah.
Did Mr. Pereira? Are you allowed to pick a winner in this?
Well,
game?
you know, I am, and I'm going to go. I'm take the real conservative numbers guy. I'm going to go New England on the money line. Like, I don't even know what it is, but I'm going. I'm going on the money line with New England.
Okay, all right, guys. We're going to start off the day with two of our favorite characters. We're going to go down to the Long Bar, to the gentleman I call the mayor of downtown Las Vegas, Derek Stevens, and his sidekick, Mike Palm. But you know, we've had this great rush of T-shirts. We've had this great rush on T-shirts at vsin.com, and now the newest and the greatest is the T-shirt depicting Derek and Mike. Guys, we can't keep it in stock. It is absolutely the most popular T-shirt we've got. Welcome, gentlemen, on Super Sunday.
Super Sunday. How are you guys doing?
Oh, we're doing great. Hey, you've moved the Long Bar outside. You've got a sunshine bar, 75 degrees. Welcome to the Super Bowl site, and I'm going to say 8 years we'll be coming to Las Vegas. How you doing, Derek?
Oh, it's great. What a great day. This is one of the most special days of the year in Las Vegas. And, boy, we're prepared for it. I think we're going to have about 8,000 people outside of the downtown Las Vegas Event Center, and I think every one of them has a wager going.
And Mike, did you make up your mind yet, lad? I know you like to pound those first halves. Did you go ahead and bet this first half today?
I did. I have several pregame wagers that I've made, and they're all shaded to a side on the total and a side on the game. I've got the first quarter under 9.5 plus 110. I've got the first half under 24 minus 115. I got the game under 49 minus 110, and I bet two props on the unders. I've got under 34.5 plus 400 and under 41.5 plus 270. And then I thought about this game all week in terms of if I wanted to play a side, and I've landed on Philadelphia. I landed on, you know, when I was a young man, a wise old bettor once told me, son, you always take the dog and the under. You start out a winner both ways. And I'll tell you why I like the Eagles. I've got, it's like pocket aces, Brent. You start out a winner.
Derek, go ahead, Mike.
I like Philly for three reasons, quickly. First, I think that New England's strength with Belichick has always been able to take away what you do best. Philly is so balanced on offense. I don't think there's something they do best. They're able to run, they're able to pass, they're creative in the way they move the ball. Number two, I believe that the way you beat Brady, because he is not as agile an athlete, is you have to rush him right up the front. You have to pressure him right from the middle. If you pressure him from the outside, step up, he can step right. But when you come at him up the middle, he tends to fold. We saw this 3 years ago in the AFC Championship game at Denver, where they just pounded him. And then the third reason, and I kept thinking about this, is the fact that Tom Brady is 40 years old. And at some point it has to catch up to him. And why not 2 weeks break at the end of a season? It's much more significant than 2 weeks break when you're 30 than when you're 40. And I kept thinking of that famous W.H. Auden poem as I walked out one evening. As we all know, the poem starts out with the two lovers down by the river and the guy giving his pitch to the girl about how long he'll love her. And then it turns, you know. But all the clocks in the city began to whir and chime. Oh, let not time deceive you. You cannot conquer time. In the burrow of the nightmare where justice naked is, time watches from the shadow and coughs when you would kiss. In headaches and in worry, vaguely life leaks away, and time will have his fancy tomorrow or today. Well, my bet is that time's going to have his fancy on Tom Brady today. And I just want to say I didn't need 8 pages of notes to recite that.
Derek, you had those great notes yesterday. Did you add, Derek, did you add to the prop package this morning? Did you find? I hope, Derek, I hope you were betting on the Golden Knights. What a comeback win today. Were you on the Knights, lad?
Absolutely. Both Mike and I were on the Knights, and I started it off today with the Knights and the over in a parlay. So we got some house money going. I'm going to sit tight with my first that gentleman's bet, that nickel on tails. Then we'll start rolling. I'm going to in-game bet most of my wagers today, so I'll be giving you guys updates. But I'm actually thinking the numbers come down. I really like Mike's play of under in the first half. I like it quite a bit. I just personally and morally can't bet an under, so I'm taking a pass. But I think I'm going to come back with an over on the in-game a little bit later.
All right, guys, we'll be checking in, Mike. Mike, you only get time for one poem, okay?
I just wanted to make.
Go ahead.
I wanted to make a quick comment. You know, Derek's an over-better. I'm an under-better. His DNA is as an over-better. Those that are predisposed to hyperbole always like the over.
Okay, listen, watch the monitor because we're going to show everybody the latest and the greatest in T-shirt fashion. Here it comes. All right, my guys at the Long Bar, Derek and Mike. Go up to vsin.com, order it now. We'll come right back. We are live. The teams are on the field preparing for the national anthem. I've got under 2 minutes. Come on, Pink. Don't let me down. Back live, vsin.com, Sirius XM 204.
Welcome back to the 52 Special Preview Show. Here's Brent and his guys in the desert, only on the Vegas Stats and Information Network and Sirius XM Channel 204.
You know, finding the right Valentine's Day gift isn't always the easiest thing to do. Romance is definitely in the air that day, and it's a time to show that special someone in your life that you care. So how do you avoid giving that same gift in a rotation of presents you always seem to rely on? We've got a great idea for you. Chocolate-covered strawberries and beautiful flowers delivered right to your sweetheart's door. Sherry's Berries and Pro Flowers have teamed up to help you really make an impression this year with their perfectly paired collection. Go ahead, think inside the box this Valentine's Day. This really is a one-of-a-kind gift. Your dipped strawberries and flowers will arrive in a beautifully, specially designed box that will keep your berries cold and your flowers fresh. Right now, our VSiN listeners can save 20% on any one of their perfectly paired combinations or any other gift over $29 with my promo code DESERT, D-E-S-E-R-T. Pick the delivery date, guaranteed. It's a sure bet. Customer satisfaction #1 or your money back. Visit berries.com, BERRIES.com. Enter our code DESERT at checkout. Berries.com, code DESERT.
It's big game coverage better than you've always dreamed of. It's football played at the speed of money. Fans, the biggest sports betting weekend of the calendar year is just hours away. The sports books are already buzzing with every big bet. Come Sunday, the ground in Las Vegas will be shaking after every touchdown. And VSiN is here to put you in the middle of the football frenzy. Hour by hour as you make your bets, then play-by-play after kickoff with up to the second developments during in-game wagering. The only weekend pregame and in-game wagering shows anywhere that will cover the Eagles-Patriots game from a gambling perspective, all on the Vegas Stats and Information Network. Covered by all of your favorite VSiN personalities, led by the legendary Brent Musburger. Brent is the voice of big game football. VSiN's expert odds makers based here at the South Point have more than 100 combined years of Super Bowl booking experience. Special guest, two-time Super Bowl champion Brian McFadden will provide insights on player props and in-game betting based on his battlefield experience. And if an on-field controversy arises, NFL rules guru Mike Pereira will be in studio to explain what went down. SiriusXM Channel 204 is where you listen and watch on vsin.com or on the VSiN app. Pre-game starts Saturday and Sunday at 11 a.m. Eastern, 8 a.m. here in Las Vegas. Brent Musburger's in-game extravaganza kicks off Sunday at 6 p.m. Eastern, 3 p.m. VSiN time. Point Spread Weekly. It's not just for football bettors anymore. Point Spread Weekly is the digital magazine from the Vegas Stats and Information Network, designed to help bettors become better handicappers, not just this week, but for years to come. And now for the big news here at VSiN. Point Spread Weekly is expanding to year-round and adding more sports in our quest to help our viewers and listeners become better handicappers. To mark the occasion, we're offering our best subscription package yet. Get Point Spread Weekly through next year's Super Bowl for $149.99. Go to vsin.com/subscribe to sign up. You'll get our expanded coverage of pro and college basketball. Matt Humans identifies the key college basketball games to watch, while Jonathan Von Tobel handles the NBA. Point Spread Weekly editor Steve Makinen offers a weekly handicapping piece. We also have picks from Matt, Jonathan, Amal Shaw, and Greg Hoop Peterson, along with 3 sets of proprietary power rankings to help you with your handicapping. You'll get your Nevada rotation schedules for every NBA and college game as well. Go to vsin.com/subscribe and sign up now. Check out the VSiN store for the latest and greatest in sports betting fashion. You'll find VSiN shirts and hats for any occasion. They're made to order so you can find the right design, color, and size. Some of the newest designs include the Vegas Flu Puck Yeah collection, Real Wise Guys Don't Bet Cleveland, and it's not under until it's over. If you're a Brent Musburger fan, the Godfather collection is for you. Even though winter's coming, stock up on beanies as well for next season. All that and more in the online VSiN store. Go to vsin.com/store. That's vsin.com/store. Welcome back to the 52 Special Preview Show. Here's Brent and his guys in the desert, only on the Vegas Stats and Information Network and SiriusXM Channel 204.
Welcome back, everybody, as we get ready for Super Bowl 52, the last of the long lines, as we approach the opening kickoff here all around the casinos in Las Vegas. Drove past the site of the new stadium for the soon-to-be Las Vegas Raiders. Believe me, it's going to be a great Super Bowl site when they finally award this city its first Super Bowl. 75 degrees outside. Folks played golf all morning. You're going to really enjoy coming here for that Super Bowl. And Vinny Magliulo, I'm telling you, record handle around the state of Nevada. It has been awesome the last few days.
Brent, off the charts. We exceeded last year's handle. Again, remember last year, statewide handle, $138.5 million bet in the state of Nevada, which was a record for our Super Bowl handle. We blew by it probably last night in some cases, but definitely by this morning. I mean, by a significant number. Numbers will be reported tomorrow, so we'll have that update for everybody tomorrow. But we already know, certainly here at the South Point, which is a great indication, and speaking to colleagues around the state, the handle has been exceeded significantly already.
And Amal and Gil, are you surprised that the number did not dip down to 3.5 or 3? We see 4 here at the South Point all day. At the Golden Nugget, that's probably the only 4.5 left in town. Are we surprised by where this spread landed?
I'm not so much surprised, Brent, that it didn't go down to 3.5. I did think 4 would probably be the resistance point. By the way, late I thought that, not initially. I didn't think it would get that far to begin with. But at some point midweek, 4 I thought would be the resistance point. I'm a little surprised the money line didn't go further down on the Patriots.
Yeah, I agree with that. And here, that dime line, Vinny, that you talk about, minus 186 to win 100 on the Patriots right now.
You know what this line movement tells you, and the non-correlation, if you will, to the money line is this. Folks are taking a position of plus 4.5 with the Eagles, but they're laying the money line. Folks believe overall that this is going to be a close game and trying to perhaps win the money line on New England, and if it's a close enough game, cash plus the points on the Eagles.
Yeah, that would make it interesting, Amal.
Yeah, it really would. Brent, to your original question, I was a bit surprised simply because I thought the line opened up a little bit too high. I thought had the line opened up initially what I thought it would be, which was 4.5, then we could have seen it come down. And I kind of agree with Gil. I was a little bit shocked it didn't come down based on the volume.
Yeah, exactly. So, Brian, why now? I know from your background with the Steelers, and obviously there's no love lost between the Steelers and the Patriots, but I feel that you have some solid reasons why you like the Eagles to win this game outright. What are you seeing as you study the Eagles and the Patriots?
Well, collectively as a team, I think with them embracing this underdog mentality, they have no pressure. And I know firsthand what that feels like because we were able to embrace that underdog mentality in 2005 when we became the first 6 seed to go through the playoffs and win the Super Bowl. There's no pressure. When you look at Tom Brady, granted, he is the GOAT, the greatest of all time. But there's a lot of pressure on the New England Patriots for Multiple reasons. Number one, you have Tom Brady, you have Belichick. You look at that coach-quarterback relationship. We may never see that type of relationship ever again in the NFL. Number two, you're playing against a backup quarterback that just took over at the end of the season, basically. So you should be able to dominate from start to finish. And with that being said, when there's pressure, that takes away the ability to be relaxed and to be comfortable. And I think with the Eagles, if we lose, we're supposed to lose. And that allows us to play relaxed and play calm, not to mention the talented players they have, because I do love that defense. I think they could do what we saw the Giants did against the Patriots in the Super Bowl with their front four. Not to mention, they're so balanced offensively. They do a lot. They do a lot, and they have a lot of key guys that step up at any given time, and you can't just take away that one Gronkowski type light because they have so many guys. Trey Burton, you got Zach Ertz, you got Selleck. You got so many outstanding pass catchers and running backs, so they do a lot on both sides of the ball.
And, Mike, as the crew gets ready for this game, and Gene Steratore has his umpire with him, give the audience an idea of the movement of the umpire during the course of a game now. Where will he stand, and what is he responsible for?
It's a huge change that we made in 2010. Actually, it was my last year, and we made it not because he would get better coverage necessarily, but because he was getting killed. I mean, you're running crossing routes, and you're using him as a pick.
Absolutely.
And so, you got 28-year-old guys using a 60-year-old guy as a pick, and he's getting knocked over and getting hurt. And so we moved him to the offensive backfields, which actually gives him a better look at just about everything because he's not always looking to get out of the way. And so he's got better coverage on, on holding plays, and also has responsibility now for roughing the passer. So if Steratore gets a bad look, gets blocked out, then the umpire from just opposite of him, he can actually make that call now. So I think it's really an improvement of having him. You gave up some stuff. Those little trap passes over in the middle, nobody really kind of gets a good look at those, but it was a good move.
Yeah, exactly. And he's very happy today, he being the umpire, that when Gronkowski comes across that middle, he's not
getting it.
Yeah, exactly. Mike, during the course of preparation for a game like this, will they have studied the various offensive linemen and their tendencies to hold or anything that they might want to be looking for in this particular game?
They won't study the tendencies. What they'll study is the formations because, every eligible receiver is covered coming off the line of scrimmage. And if you run trips, it's one set of eyes that is looking at the second receiver and the X receiver. So they look at formations, the emotion into trips, and then it all changes. And so you're looking at that. I still say, Brent, key matchup. As you talk about, matchup players, I think the key matchup, the back judge, because the back judge has Gronk. And I think Gronk is a key player in this game. And the back judge is a pretty technical guy. So he's not going to let Gronk get grabbed at the line of scrimmage. And hopefully he doesn't let Gronk push off either.
I hope not, Mike.
But I think, to me, the back judge in this game, Perry Paganelli, and how he officiates Gronk in the normal tight end formation is going to be a big factor in the game.
It's a prop bet of roughing the passer. Can you just clarify a little bit in terms of if a defender's coming in, tries to bat the ball down, but misses and makes contact with the head, do you generally make the call based on the force or the nature of the contact, or is it just a complete discretion of the referee?
It's force. So you forget about the fact that he's trying to bat the ball down if he makes contact with the head or neck area. Forcible contact. So the glancing blow is not one that's going to be called, you hope, but it has to be force. Gene Steratore, really not known for calling a lot of penalties. So I'm not thinking that we're going to see much in the way of roughing the passer penalties.
All right. Now, they have had the coin flip, and the New England Patriots have deferred. So the Philadelphia Eagles are going to handle the ball first in this Super Bowl. And we go live now to check in with our man on the scene, Ron Flatter. And Ron, the excitement has to be building in that beautiful new stadium.
Oh, my God, this stadium's beautiful. From your lips to God's ears, Brent, I'd say 60 to 70% of this crowd is Philadelphia. They were yelling loudest during the course of the pregame, during the course of all of the introductions. One other note we should tell you, the first prop to pay off under 2 minutes on the national anthem.
Yeah, baby.
In by my count at 156. And by the way, she nailed it. Flew, schmoo. Maybe Nelson Aguilar and the rest of the Philadelphia Eagles are on IVs during the course of the week. We'll hope they perform as well as she did. But the energy in this place is decidedly for the Eagles. But I have a hunch the game will dictate just how loud it'll be as the day wears on.
All right, Ron, we're going to be checking in with you, my friend. Enjoy the day. And a shout-out to Al Michaels' stats man, Mr. George Hill, the legend himself, who worked with me and Al, who timed Pink's rehearsal 3 times. Never once did it approach 2 minutes. Way to go, George. Dinner here at Michael's is on me. Bring Tammy. Come on down to Las Vegas. Now, all right, guys, we're off and running. I love winning that first bet. I didn't have any action on the coin flip. Anybody have any action on the coin flip? Vinny, tell us about guys who come in and bet big on the coin flip.
They love our former mayor, Oscar Good. That's his favorite bet. That's all he wants to know. And you tell him, but he always bets heads. It doesn't matter. Oscar, we always need tails. Yeah, but I like heads. Well, what can I tell you? I'm telling you who we need.
He got a strategy. He lives by it.
Here's what the best part about it. You pay it right away, and now folks have a little something to get back to the window, especially at halftime and for in-game.
Yeah, and Brian, have you ever been here in Las Vegas for a Super Bowl?
It's my first time.
Yeah.
I'm enjoying it.
Tell me what your reaction as you see here at the sports book at the South Point and what you've noticed around town.
This is an epic moment for me because, of course, I've been involved in the game, and Mike, you know about this. As players, we don't do this.
Right.
You know, you don't do anything related to gambling. So seeing how the people are excited about every prop. You're talking about the national anthem. You're talking about coin toss. I mean, we're talking about the smallest.
We're talking about coin toss. I can hear Allen Iverson.
Yeah,
coin toss.
Coin
you
toss.
asking me about a coin toss?
Yeah, early in the show we heard there were $4 or $1 million bets.
Yes.
Yeah.
Like this is big. This is big. I did not know when I was playing the game how big gambling.
Yeah, exactly. Because you're busy and you're concentrating, and rightly so. I mean, you guys stay clear of it, and that's the way it should
Yeah, but
be.
now I'm
and
retired.
with officials too. Mike, I do believe that this is true, right? During the season, an official has never been allowed to visit. NFL official has not been allowed to visit Las Vegas. Am I right or wrong?
You cannot. You can visit with permission, but you can't go into a race book. And even in the off season, you have to notify the league if you're going to be in a race book. So
okay.
Very, very strong on that. And of course, there's security reps here for the NFL and in Reno and in Atlantic City. And so they're really cognizant of that. And we would know. I mean, that's how much of the background we follow of these guys. And so we would know. And thankfully, the only thing really we've addressed in terms of officiating was the Donahue thing with the NBA. And to Roger Goodell's credit, he said to me when that happened, okay, the good news is it didn't happen to us, but let's pretend that it did. And what can we do to make sure that it doesn't happen? And so we went through a whole review, which caused us to change some things, but knock on wood,
absolutely
hadn't happened.
Yeah, absolutely. And the bookmakers join you in that, as you have learned here in Las Vegas. They're getting ready for the opening kickoff. And again, the Eagles will handle the ball first. We're going to update all the odds for you as we go forward. Right now, we're going to take a break. We are back live, vsin.com, Sirius XM 204.
This is the 52 special. Follow us at vsin.com and SiriusXM channel 204.
You know, finding the right Valentine's Day gift isn't always the easiest thing to do. Romance is definitely in the air that day, and it's a time to show that special someone in your life that you care. So how do you avoid giving that same gift in a rotation of presents you always seem to rely on? We've got a great idea for you. Chocolate-covered strawberries and beautiful flowers delivered right to your sweetheart's door. Sherry's Berries and Pro Flowers have teamed up to help you really make an impression this year with their perfectly paired collection. Go ahead, think inside the box this Valentine's Day. This really is a one-of-a-kind gift. Your dipped strawberries and flowers will arrive in a beautifully, specially designed box that will keep your berries cold and your flowers fresh. Right now, our VSiN listeners can save 20% on any one of their perfectly paired combinations or any other gift over $29 with my promo code DESERT, DESERT. Pick the delivery date, guaranteed. It's a sure bet. Customer satisfaction, #1, or your money back. Visit berries.com, BERRIES.com. Enter our code DESERT at checkout. Berries.com, code DESERT.
Point Spread Weekly. It's not just for football bettors anymore. Point Spread Weekly is the digital magazine from the Vegas Stats and Information Network, designed to help bettors become better handicappers, not just this week, but for years to come. And now for the big news here at VSiN, Point Spread Weekly is expanding to year-round and adding more sports in our quest to help our viewers and listeners become better handicappers. To mark the occasion, we're offering our best subscription package yet. Get Point Spread Weekly through next year's Super Bowl for $149.99. Go to vsin.com/subscribe to sign up. You'll get our expanded coverage of pro and college basketball. Matt Humans identifies the key college basketball games to watch, while Jonathan Von Tobel handles the NBA. Point Spread Weekly editor Steve Makinen offers a weekly handicap piece. We also have picks from Matt, Jonathan, Amal Shaw, and Greg Hoops Peterson, along with 3 sets of proprietary power rankings to help you with your handicapping. You'll get your Nevada rotation schedules for every NBA and college game as well. Go to vsin.com/subscribe and sign up now. Check out the VSiN store for the latest and greatest in sports betting fashion. You'll find VSiN shirts and hats for any occasion. They're made to order, so you can find the right design, color, and size. Some of the newest designs include the Vegas Flu Puck Yeah collection, Real Wise Guys Don't Bet Cleveland, and it's not under until it's over. If you're a Brent Musburger fan, the Godfather collection is for you. Even though winter's coming, stock up on beanies as well for next season. All that and more in the online VSiN store. Go to vsin.com/store. That's vsin.com/store. Have you visited vsin.com lately? We're rolling out new features every week, and our latest is called Odds Across Las Vegas. In one quick glance, you can compare and contrast the latest odds from our home base here at the South Point, as well as 10 other Las Vegas sports books. We're talking every game, all the major sports, NFL, NBA, NHL, plus college football and basketball. All the Vegas odds, all updated as they change, and all in one place, powered by our friends at Don Best Sports. Go to vsin.com to see these new features in action. Subscribe now to our daily newsletter. VSiN City is the must-have missive for sports betting enthusiasts, direct from the gambling capital of the world. Why should you sign up? Well, VSiN's Jeff Vogel makes it his mission to give you insights into what the sharp bettors are thinking. He also teaches you how to interpret the betting markets. Plus, you get daily betting sheets from the South Point Sportsbook. Sign up right now at vsin.com/newsletter. What's the best way to watch our shows? With the VSiN app. You can watch our shows live or on replay. You can even play them in the background while you're using other applications. The app also has live updated odds, the latest news from VSiN's reporters and odds makers, and you can customize your homepage by sport. More details at vsin.com/app. It's a VSiN app powered by our friends at AmericanEagle.com in the Apple and Google Play app stores right now. It's not a national holiday, but it should be. It's the biggest sporting event of the year, and VSiN has you covered like never before. Get ready for a fast-paced, non-stop thrill ride through the exciting world of in-game wagering right now on the 52 Special. Here's your host, Brent Musburger, and his guys in the desert.
Well, Nick Foles has started out on fire. Hit his first 3 passes of the game, went 17 yards to Jeffrey, and got the ball around midfield, and then Amal, he uncorks a first down pass on 3rd down and 12 after a 2-yard rushing loss by LeGarrette Blount.
Yeah, that's a big one you bring up, because if you had the LeGarrette Blount prop bet first carry over under 3.5 yards, if you have the under, you have a winner there.
And Vinny, what did the game close at around town?
Well, here at the South Point, Brent, 4 with a total of 49. The money line minus 186, plus 176. The general consensus, though, around town, 4.5.
Interesting. And Gil, has there been any movement with this impressive opening drive by the Eagles?
Not yet, Brent, but what we're going to do on the lovely screen behind me, which I don't know if we'll play to the camera here afterwards. There you go. We are going to try to track. We're going to do more than try. We are going to track the South Point in-game wagering as the game goes on, as well as a global consensus line, both on the spread and the total.
All right. And that big first down pass was to Torrey Smith for 15 yards. And now coming up with a 2nd down and 3, they're going to pound to J.I. for the first down. And so this, Vinny and guys, you've got to agree, this is a very impressive opening drive by the Eagles.
I think, Brent, this is where the confidence factor comes in. And as Bryant described in our previous segment, no doubt, get a rhythm. And for sure, this gives the Eagles, and it gives the in-game number the opportunity to come down.
To Vinny's point, what Brian talked about being relaxed when you're an underdog, Nick Foles looks like that right now. He's so poised. He looks like he's playing with house money already.
And they have lowered it at William Hill in game already, 2.5. Okay, and you have to lay 130 on it, and the money line's minus 150 on the favorite right now, Benny. So we've got movement on the end game from William Hill.
And the total hanging pretty steady, Brent, 48.5, 48. So, yeah, William Hill is reflecting the fact that the Eagles are absolutely moving the ball. And that's also reflective in the lower money line from minus 180, minus 185 down to 150.
And here's the story globally. If you want the New England Patriots, and remember, they have never started quickly in a Super Bowl, you can get them at some shops minus 140. Remember, it closed at minus 180. If you shop at some of the operations that offer betting and legal, it's legal in those countries to bet because the Eagles are just pounding the ball, and they're threatening to score on the opening drive of this game. Very impressive, Amal.
Yeah, absolutely. Good combination of throwing the ball. That's been the most of the drive, but they had a couple of good runs by Jay Ajayi and then a screen pass to Corey Clement, really doing an effective job of mixing things up.
Foles has completed 6 of 7, Vinny, for 61 yards. On fire, and he just keeps it up throughout the playoffs. Remember, he hasn't thrown an interception yet.
Brent, and here's a move, 10, 20, now 30 cents moving the number down to 35 on the money line here on the in game.
And the Patriots have dropped to minus 135 in some of the global shops around the country right now as the Eagles threaten. And there's a lot of props. Gil, there's a lot of props I know on how you score the first touchdown. Run it in, throw it in, or even if they have to settle for a field goal, they wound up with a 1st and goal here.
Yeah, here at the South Point, they put up LeGarrette Blount to score first. Initially, yes, or LeGarrette Blount to score at all at plus 425. That was one that Chrissy admitted he'd like to have back, but they have done enough with the money since then to cover themselves. But we'll see here at the 2-yard line if that might happen.
Yeah, and when they get a false start, okay, as they did, it sets them back, and that brings the field goal very much into play.
You're absolutely right, but I'm smiling because there's a gentleman behind us. I can tell he had LeGarrette Blount on the prop bet to score the first touchdown. He was so annoyed when Blount didn't get to the house.
By the way, Brent, on the props, too, the first score of the game to be a touchdown was favored, so any other score would be a plus depending on where you got it, maybe plus 7 to 5 on average. But also if the game's first touchdown was favored, a passing touchdown was favored, and a rushing touchdown was the underdog.
So they back them up after that false start. Then an incomplete pass. They were looking to Aguilar, and so they fire an incomplete pass now, and the defense trying to settle in here for the Patriots. And, Vinny, we see that movement on that money line because they freeze it right now because they're not so sure if the Eagles are going to score a touchdown. Once upon a time when they had a 1st and goal before that false start, it looked like it was going to be an easy score.
As low as 35, now back up to minus 160 or minus 170. Actually, and with the point spread, Brent, about 2.5 to 3. 2.5 minus 35 is probably about actually 3.5. And again, the game closed 4 here at the South Point, 4.5 as a consensus around the state.
And again, Aguilar has been the preferred target, but as they get closer to the goal line, defense tightens up, and he's unable to hit one of his favorite targets in this game. So you've got to credit the Patriot defense. They have jumped all over Aguilar right now, and I'm all doing a good job against him.
They really do. It looked like in this drive they were playing a bend but don't break. As they got red zone, you mentioned, Brent, that false start really changed the entire dynamic of the success that Philadelphia had.
So the field goal unit will trot on to the field, and Elliott's 25-yarder is good. It is a field goal, successful, and on the first drive, the Eagles march in for the score. But the Patriots have to be very satisfied that they did not give up the touchdown.
I would agree with you. The way Philadelphia was moving the ball, you had to have some concern, but give the Patriots defense credit. They settled down, and they were able to get Philly out of the end zone.
All right, so that will send that Patriots money line back up. It already has globally in some places. It's back up to minus 160. Remember, we had it down to minus 135. I got to tell you, if you want to bet in-game, you got to get more than one app, and you got to be ready to fire, okay? Because they lock it, they freeze it, they change it. Vinny, it's unbelievable.
And here at the South Point, 3.5, minus 15, so minus 115, minus 105 if you're taking the 3.5 on the Eagles. And the total is reflective as well. Remember, it closed 49, 46.5.
All right, we welcome those of you who have just tuned over to VSIN. You have watched the first drive or you have listened to it. I am here with Amal Shah, Vinny Magliulo, and Gil Alexander. We have got in-game updated wagering. Gil let's go to you. What have you seen about the end game and what's going on?
Well, I'm seeing a consensus move, Brent, to, as you point out, -3.5. The juice on that is different from shop to shop, as you point out. I see as low as -106. As we saw on the board here, right now, South Point, the global consensus, in tandem with each other. So from an opening number of 4.5, they have dovetailed nicely into the 3.5.
And Vinny, around town.
Brent, you can see 4 here at the South Point, 3.5. 4 at the Westgate. When you look at the Golden Nugget, 3.5 and even, -120 if you're taking the points on the Eagles. And at William Hill, 3.5, -105. General consensus on the total, right around 47.
Brent, a great opportunity, if you like New England, as Vinny mentioned, to get them at the 3.5 as opposed to the original game line, which was 4, 4.5, or even higher.
Yeah, and some of the shops, remember I reported it was down to -135 when it was first and goal for the Eagles. It has jumped back up. Patriots now are -160. Okay, that spread sitting at 2.5 or 3.5, depending on where you shop. The over-under, however, has dropped as a result of settling for a field goal. It is now 46.5. Okay, that's now, again, I'm giving you one of the global shops. We're checking all over the world now to see what kind of numbers we come up with, not just here in Las Vegas, but in all these municipalities where gambling on sports is legal. I hope the Supreme Court is giving a listen, okay? It should be legal in Atlantic City. We all agree with that. And so they're coming back out to reset. That means the VSiN's going to take a break, and we will be updating the action as we continue. The New England Patriots are about to handle the football for the first time today. We are back live, vsin.com, Sirius XM 204.
This is the 52 Special In-Game Wagering Show. Follow us at vsin.com and SiriusXM Channel 204.
You know, finding the right Valentine's Day gift isn't always the easiest thing to do. Romance is definitely in the air that day, and it's a time to show that special someone in your life that you care. So how do you avoid giving that same gift in a rotation of presents you always seem to rely on? We've got a great idea for you. Chocolate-covered strawberries and beautiful flowers delivered right to your sweetheart's door. Sherry's Berries and Pro Flowers have teamed up to help you really make an impression this year with their perfectly paired collection. Go ahead, think inside the box this Valentine's Day. This really is a one-of-a-kind gift. Your dipped strawberries and flowers will arrive in a beautiful, specially designed box that will keep your berries cold and your flowers fresh. Right now, our VSiN listeners can save 20% on any one of their perfectly paired combinations or any other gift over $29 with my promo code DESERT, DESERT. Pick the delivery date, guaranteed. It's a sure bet. Customer satisfaction, #1, or your money back. Visit berries.com, BERRIES.com. Enter our code DESERT at checkout. Berries.com, code DESERT.
Point Spread Weekly. It's not just for football bettors anymore. Point Spread Weekly is the digital magazine from the Vegas Stats and Information Network, designed to help bettors become better handicappers, not just this week, but for years to come. And now for the big news here at VSiN, Point Spread Weekly is expanding to year-round and adding more sports in our quest to help our viewers and listeners become better handicappers. To mark the occasion, we're offering our best subscription package yet. Get Point Spread Weekly through next year's Super Bowl for $149.99. Go to vsin.com/subscribe to sign up. You'll get our expanded coverage of pro and college basketball. Matt Humans identifies the key college basketball games to watch, while Jonathan Von Tobel handles the NBA. Point Spread Weekly editor Steve Makinen offers a weekly handicapping piece. We also have picks from Matt, Jonathan, Amal Shaw, and Greg Hoops Peterson, along with 3 sets of proprietary power rankings to help you with your handicapping. You'll get your Nevada rotation schedules for every NBA and college game as well. Go to vsin.com/subscribe and sign up now. Check out the VSiN store for the latest and greatest in sports betting fashion. You'll find VSiN shirts and hats for any occasion. They're made to order so you can find the right design, color, and size. Some of the newest designs include the Vegas Flu Puck Yeah collection, Real Wise Guys Don't Bet Cleveland, and It's Not Under Until It's Over. If you're a Brent Musburger fan, the Godfather collection is for you. Even though winter's coming, stock up on beanies as well for next season. All that and more in the online VSiN store. Go to vsin.com/store. That's vsin.com/store. Have you visited vsin.com lately? We're rolling out new features every week, and our latest is called Odds Across Las Vegas. In one quick glance, you can compare and contrast the latest odds from our home base here at the South Point, as well as 10 other Las Vegas sports books. We're talking every game, all the major sports, NFL, NBA, NHL, plus college football and basketball, all the Vegas odds, all updated as they change, and all in one place, powered by our friends at Don Best Sports. Go to vsin.com to see these new features in action. Subscribe now to our daily newsletter. VSiN City is the must-have missive for sports betting enthusiasts, direct from the gambling capital of the world. Why should you sign up? Well, VSiN's Jeff Vogel makes it his mission to give you insights into what the sharp bettors are thinking. He also teaches you how to interpret the betting markets. Plus, you get daily betting sheets from the South Point Sportsbook. Sign up right now at vsin.com/newsletter. What's the best way to watch our shows? With the VSiN app. You can watch our shows live or on replay. You can even play them in the background while you're using other applications. The app also has live updated odds, the latest news from VSiN's reporters and odds makers, and you can customize your homepage by sport. More details at vsin.com/app. It's a VSiN app powered by our friends at AmericanEagle.com in the Apple and Google Play app stores right now. Welcome back to the 52 Special In-Game Wagering Show. Here's Brent and his guys in the desert, only on the Vegas Stats and Information Network and SiriusXM Channel 204.
Well, we welcome back as the folks have settled in to watch, and we get one of the number one ticket sellers here at the South Point Sportsbook. Oh, yes. It is my favorite NASCAR driver, number 62 himself, Brendan Gaughan. Brendan, welcome, my friend. You have been absolutely fascinated about this in-game wagering.
I feel bad. I feel like I should have known this already. I'm hearing you guys talk about moving the line in-game, and I'm going crazy over there going, what? So I feel bad. I look very bad as a Gaughan. I will apologize, Vinny.
Listen, but you got to go back after this. You have to go back to the window.
Apparently, I got to go work the window more.
You're not
you
done
still got
writing
wagering.
tickets.
No, that's impressive. I did not realize we were doing this. This is welcome to the 21st century of sports wagering. You continue the line going in game. You got the board and everything over there.
Yeah, we got the board. It should be a dynamic thing. Total as well will move. Total might even be more volatile.
That's what I was watching with the William Hill and on the VSiN board where you have the South Point, the Nugget, the Westgate. I was looking at that when they come up. That's really impressive. I had no clue they were doing that. I've Vinny Gaughan has worked a window at a sports book for the Super Bowl for 44 consecutive years now.
And you are keeping the tradition.
Wow.
44 consecutive years between Jackie Gaughan, my father, myself. Gaughan has always worked a window for Super Bowl Sunday. I've only missed, I think, 2 or 3 since I was 21. And now there's also days of when I was little handing out T-shirts, but gaming doesn't allow that anymore.
Brenda, we've got 2 NASCAR races coming to Las Vegas next year. The one in March, of course, and then the first of the championship playoff will be right here in Las Vegas, sponsored by the South Point 400. That's going to be really, really exciting, and we will be featuring a lot of in-race wagering, my friend.
We can do that. I won't be able to wager those. I'll be in the race car that day, but hopefully lots of bets on us. And I tell you, it was electric out there today, though. Really, really fun year for working the window.
And Brendan, since you've written them for all these years, was this the biggest crowd? These are the largest crowds you've ever seen?
I can't say this book is larger than it ever was. So back when we had the race book on the same side, the crowds looked bigger, but this was a packed house. We took bets all the way to the coin toss. Matter of fact, one of my favorite things is watching the guy run up with the coin toss bet right after we take it off the board. You see him running from across the deal. But it's just, I'm telling you, there's nothing more fun. That's why my grandfather did it. That's why I do it. There is nothing like working a window in a sports book on Super Bowl Sunday. This is the greatest energy of anywhere. It's as fun to me as going to the Daytona 500.
And forgive me because I don't want to embarrass you, but I decided at minus 183, I was like, I'm going to bet on a dime to win a dime on the Patriots. And you said to me, that'll be $2,200. So we're at minus 183.
Yeah, I didn't know it was money. I was looking at see, now he's going to. So, first of all, what is up with Jimmy and Chris 183? I mean, come on here. I mean, we're getting some mighty odd numbers here, Vinny. But yes, it was a minus 183. I did not look at that side. I thought it was a 110.
That's all right. We got it right.
My own fault.
Okay, now, on their opening drive, the Patriots came out firing, and Tom Brady, without a huddle, moved them right down the field. And they are threatening to score the game's first touchdown. He's been using White as a receiver, Gronkowski a couple of times, so he's got 2 receptions. I know some of you have got Gronk in a prop situation, and right now he is looking at a big third down, so maybe their drive will stall out also, but he'll look for Gronkowski again, okay?
Oh.
Incomplete, and now they will settle for a field goal by Gronkowski. You know what's interesting? Gil, both of these kickers are from Memphis, believe it or not.
Imagine that. And Jake Elliott, not exactly, not a guy that you would have thought would have had such a spectacular season, but he did out of Memphis.
It's fun when you hear, right when you heard that play happen, you hear the sports book back, the O's and the ahs from half the crowd when Gronkowski doesn't catch it. You hear the guys that rooted against him, and the guys that rooted for him. You hear both.
And Brendan, now, after the field goal, it's good, by the way. So they have tied the game. Okay, now they're going to go to commercial. Okay, now stay right here, because here's where in-game wagering really gets fascinating. Tied at 3-3. We welcome those of you who have been watching the Super Bowl coming on over here live to VSiN. You want the latest numbers from around the world. Offshore, as the Patriots, like the Eagles, settle for a field goal. Patriots money line -216. The Eagles +170. That's from an English bookie right now. What have we got right here in Las Vegas, Vinny?
At the South Point, New England, 4-47. There are anywhere from 3.5s to 4.5s out there, Brent, and the total is always impacted as well as the side. On the money line, -220, +180. Nicky over at William Hill.
And what are you saying, Gil, as you follow the movement of these numbers?
I'm seeing some 3.5s out there, but as we see the board here in terms of what's happening in-game at the South Point and globally. Globally right now, 4.5. That seems to be the consensus. South Point sort of mimicking that right now. The more interesting thing, though, Brent, right now is the total. The total which has gone from 49 to start things off, and with the 2 consecutive field goals, you see, as we can turn over to the total page here, that it has gone 1 down to 46.5, and then, well, we're waiting on what the next move is right now. On that, I'm seeing 46.5 still with that.
Down goes Chris Russo, Mad Dog. That's right. Against each other, we had only one difference of opinion. I took the Patriots to finally score in the first quarter of a Super Bowl. That's right. In the 7 previous Super Bowls that Belichick coached and Brady quarterbacked, they did not score a single point in any opening quarter. On the board with that field goal. Show me the money, baby.
Sure. 4.5, 47. Wow, look at this. That's almost like the game just now really down to 3.5 at the Golden Nugget, Brent, and 48. So total going up, but they're taking the points with the Eagles down at Tony Miller's shop.
So you can see what it's
That's
like
amazing.
when we hit commercial, Brent.
That's amazing to me. This is so impressive watching a line move during the game where I'm so used to being able to sit back and just relax now.
Yeah,
No more.
No more drinking during commercial breaks. I have learned that. Okay.
My dad was only here for about 20 minutes today, which, by the way, Pop, not cool. You're supposed to be here longer. But he has to work. These guys got to work now. Jimmy and Chris, they got to work the whole game. This is amazing. I just cannot believe that. Look, and 48, the Nugget buck in the system at the 48. That's they're keeping it fairly high. Oh, somebody's moving. Westgate. Oh, so it clears.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Once there are certain places that clear once action begins again on the field, and then it'll pop back up again. So different places post at different intervals. Mm-hmm.
Wow, that's amazing.
So we've got 3.5, 4.5, right, Gil, around the world. Is that what we're seeing right
Yeah,
now?
and based on the score right now, that's not surprising, right where it should be.
Yeah, exactly. Tied at 3 now. The underbettors have got to be very, very happy because both teams threatened to score touchdowns and settled for field goals. A penalty was very costly for the Eagles. Now they've got the ball for the second time today. Both quarterbacks have thrown the ball well. Patriots might have scored, except a very fine play by a defensive back, Gil, who was able to get his hand around Gronkowski at the goal line.
And we heard Brendan groaning on that one. Gronk looked like he was going to reel it in.
It looked like, I mean, to me, it doesn't matter either way. It was funny when you, like I said, I groaned, and then you heard the echo behind us in the South Point book there.
That's right.
It's so much fun to watch the game in this book, especially with this studio right here. You get such an action from the crowd right behind you. It's pretty impressive.
Now, this just in. The mayor of downtown Las Vegas has stepped up in game. Let's go live to Derek Stevens. Derek, what did you do, my friend, and what numbers did you get?
Coverage, you're going to take a big shot and miss the much shiftier Nelson Aguilar.
All right, so you know what? Derek said, I'll get right back. He's going to the counter right now. He's running over to Tony Miller at the Golden Nugget. He's betting again. We can't keep up with this dude down there. He is by far the best. But again, the Eagles are threatening the second time they get the ball. And it is listen, Vinny, Brendan, and Gil, this is an impressive start for Nick Foles. He has been on target, and Blunt was able to gain 8 yards and a couple of carries, so he too is running the ball well.
Every time they get the ball, Brent, they get more and more confident and are providing a lot of difficulties for this New England defense.
So already, the passing stat, and some of you took the over with Foles, he's thrown for 68 yards here in the first quarter of this football game, and now he has come back. Blunt, the hammer. Matt Humans had him as a long shot. Okay. Touchdown, Eagles. How about that? Jeffrey with the game's first touchdown. So there we have it. Now watch the numbers spin again, okay?
And watch the windows fill up.
That's right.
They will be in game. They're looking at him right now. There's a fellow here at the South Point. And so Foles has been sensational. This is Jeffrey, 34 yards for a leaping touchdown. And the Eagles with the game's first touchdown. They strike out, and we're going to take a break, and we'll be right back. Those of you on Sirius XM, you'll go to break. Those of you watching vsin.com, down to Studio B. Updates on the props. Here's Jonathan Von Tobel. Take it away.
This is the 52 Special In-Game Wagering Show. Follow us at vsin.com and SiriusXM Channel 204.
You know, finding the right Valentine's Day gift isn't always the easiest thing to do. Romance is definitely in the air that day, and it's a time to show that special someone in your life that you care. So how do you avoid giving that same gift in a rotation of presents you always seem to rely on? We've got a great idea for you. Chocolate-covered strawberries and beautiful flowers delivered right to your sweetheart's door. Sherry's Berries and Pro Flowers have teamed up to help you really make an impression this year with their perfectly paired collection. Go ahead, think inside the box this Valentine's Day. This really is a one-of-a-kind gift. Your dipped strawberries and flowers will arrive in a beautiful, specially designed box that will keep your berries cold and your flowers fresh. Right now, our VSiN listeners can save 20% on any one of their perfectly paired combinations or any other gift over $29 with my promo code DESERT, DESERT. Pick the delivery date, guaranteed. It's a sure bet. Customer satisfaction #1 or your money back. Visit berries.com, BERRIES.com. Enter our code DESERT at checkout. Berries.com, code DESERT.
Back here in the War Room, Jonathan Von Tobel, Matt Humans by my side. All right, Matt, we already saw the first touchdown. Now we have Alshon Jeffrey on the board. And what do we close at here in terms of the price for him to score the first one?
Alshon Jeffrey at 9-2 to be the player to score the first touchdown in the game. So I thought a clutch throw by Nick Foles on that first drive to convert the third down. So we got